Greetings. This is the Goblin King. I'm sitting in the Toru Mage Guild right now with a fellow, a dark fellow. His name is Lucian, and he is, well, a very dark creature that makes me smile. More on that some other time. But right now I'm going to be presenting Lucian and my commentary amongst this. He's going to be teaching about the planes tonight. I thought I might be the one doing it, but I'm going to hand it off to him since he was so wonderfully curious and found out on his own. I can thank Gecko for that. He always tends to be able to bring out the best in people. So, without further ado, I present to you The Plains by Lucian Breen. Greetings all. This is the Goblin King. Boy, if I can keep my headset on. I'm having a lot of problems with crashing going on tonight, so this may be a bit choppy tonight, but I think things will work out. Hopefully I don't bump that mic again and scratch the hell out of it. So, I'm going to do my intro now really quick. It'll be a moment. Oh, here we go. Crashing again. Well, I'm not quite sure what's going on tonight. I know that I'm just crashing my ass off, so I guess we'll just have to fiddle with it until we can keep something going on good. And we're going to start with Lucian's class. That's what tonight is about, is Lucian's class. It was one I was going to do, but honestly, with everything that's going on, I don't really have a lot of time to prep everything up. So, what we're going to do is we're going to enjoy Lucian doing it. This is Lucian Breen. He is Necromancer. I'm pretty sure that's what he is right now. I'm going to go ahead and do my intro to myself or for everyone, and give me just a moment. Crash again. As you can see here, I'm having a hard time getting in tonight. It's Second Life is what it is. It's enough to make a person go mad. Anyways, so it looks like I'm logging back in yet again for another time. I'm gonna probably get rid of my desk and just do this from standing right behind Lucian. I wanted to kind of make it kind of neat together with everybody. But hey, you know what? That's okay. RP is RP, and you don't need a damn desk to do it behind. Just thought it looked really cool. I'm not sure what it is that's causing the problem, but it definitely is making me very upset. So, without further drama, please God, let's see if I can type. And as you heard, that's my usual greetings. I'm wondering if it might be this thing here. We'll find out. Click. Spica says, nods. Then do I, Lich King. Lucian says, greetings, master. The floor is yours. I said, it seems my connection to the material plane is causing issues. I'm going to type in here. Give me just a second here. Welcome all. It's great to see your blood flowing in this hall. Many people fail life and learn to join us. So welcome. I do your I said greetings. Welcome all. It's great to see your blood flowing in this hall. Many people fail in life and learn to join us. Blood? Where's the blood? I seem to misplace mine. So, welcome you. I do your warm bodies into this place of learning. Master Lucian will gladly feed your minds while I feed my needs on your existence. Lucian, please take your command. I'm trying to get a little bit of a different feel to the way that I play him. I want him to be more commanding. I want him to be strong. So what I'm doing is I'm giving him more of a feel, descriptive feel to the way that he acts. And Vel does feed off life. And anyone who doesn't realize that, then they might find themselves tired. They might find themselves feeling sleepy, that kind of thing. Now, these are all secondary RP points that most people don't really get into. But you know what? It's all about feeding what we all have in this experience. Just this weekend, I roleplayed a lot, tabletop roleplaying, and I do that every weekend. I do that with my wife. I do that with my group that I have, and I love this. This is, you know, role playing is a stimulation of the mind. It's part of your heart. It's looking in deep within yourself and pulling a character that is not yourself out into this other world. Whether you're doing it at a tabletop, or whether you're doing it as a LARP playing outside, or even some of these other kind of LARP playing. But in Second Life, we've got such a graphical nature to it because we are these avatars. We are these people, and we can form ourselves, what we want our characters to be. And I mean, that's the experience that we all look for when we come to roleplay. It feeds our needs in a way that some things can't. Lucian says, "For those who do not know, this is my master Velendar. He will be recording the class on video. The powers that will be, let him." Spica says, "You can have my life force, don't just steal my mana." I know, that's a funny voice for him, but I like doing it that way. Lucian says, "Should you wish, you can Skype and Velendar Halberd," which is true. Looks like we've got a lot going on here. Really quick, I'm going to read through some of this. Today's class is on the planes and the weave. Good day, Gemini. Greetings, female. Oh, it's Meow. Yay. Hi, Meow. Looks like we got Kaylin Sell. Lucian suggested. Cool. Alright. Great. Great. Everybody, this is awesome. This is really making me very happy. So yeah, I'm gonna read through this here. It says, let's see here, blah 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 blah. Skype, okay. Lucian Breen, today's class is in the plains. Already told that. Lucian Breen again. This evening is going to have a look at the weave, the shadow weave, and several planes that might work in magic. We will be covering a bit of future history and the spell plague, which has not happened yet in our lore. But the effect of these planes, I will be looking at primarily the darker ones, though I think there are some less dark ones that I will talk about in the future. A talented mage could tap into these as they were adventurous. Okay, so basically, what Lucian is explaining is he's going to be going over the planes that exist within our realm, our role play, and that involves the weave, the magical planes, which include a whole bunch of other ones. We're going to cover that, and the negative energy, the prime material, that kind of thing. Most people who know D&D or know role-playing and magic users and things like that, most people will know what these things are. So it's going to kind of be a little bit of a different situation. It says they're all dangerous, whether you be a void mage, a shadow male, a necromancer, a witch, a warlock. We have something that will hopefully be for you tonight. This is supposed to cover in a broad array because everybody uses the different powers of the weave. We pull on it, we tug on it, we rip on it. Some of us rip it, and we cause problems, ripples that go through the void, and it's or not through the void, through the weave, and other magic users can feel it. People like Velendar, and I'm not saying I'm the only one because there are lots of others who can do the same thing. Vel purposely jerks on the weave and tugs on it and pulls on it and brings it to him. I'm bouncing around, so if I sound like I'm a nut or something like that, or making all kinds of noises and crap, then you know why. But the different layers to this is a major part. But some people just don't have anything to do with it. It's the weave. It's like a magic user. They use the weave, whatever. They don't know, and quite honestly, I kind of like that. Because if there was magic users everywhere, that would really piss Vel off. Though, in the shadow of magic users. Flick your bick. So, let's see here. The weave is controlled by the goddess Mystiral and one of her successors. This is the way in which raw magic can be accessed, tapped into, and used by casters of magic. With the death of Mystira. Okay, this is Forgotten Realms lore, which is a lot of what we base all this stuff on. Now, mind you, it's loose. I know a lot of people think that it's a little more tighter than it is, but I find this very loose. It's all historical and such like that, and it works perfect for our realm. It works perfect for everything Toru has, it's really great. And our realm works a little differently than others, but all magic works in different ways, even in different realms. Toru, for example, I have a lot of power here. I can go over to the Severa Terrai and to Fort Tarai, and I can have similar power, but there are certain limits to my power there, even though I'm a lich, which I'm not going to screw around with that kind of crap. Anyways, now he starts to get into stuff like dead magic zones and the weave's existence into the shadow weave and such like that. It collapses. Again, these are all things that are part of the history and future history of our realm. I've got some note cards that I can offer to anybody who might want them. Just ask me or ask Lucian or ask Echo. He'll gladly give them to you. The history he's going through right now is let's see here, including her body, the power of magic, the study of casters, all the divine allies, things like that, energies and forces that exist around the planes. Oh, I gotta quit smoking, but yet it's so good. Anyways, let's see here. It can be thought as it's like a fabric that can be drawn upon. Yes, very, very true. Exactly what I was talking about. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of magic here. Let's go with aura. No, let's go with candle. Candle always works good. There we go. Velendar reaches up and tugs on the weave, making a show of it. He forms a candle with ease, letting it float about him. Looks like such places as dead magic zones and wild magic zones are placed where we can in the weave and damaged or non-existent. And what he's talking about is in the Forgotten Realms and in other places around the multiverse. There are places that magic can touch, whether it was a god's power that caused it or whether there was a great group of mages who decided to cause it. Even wars and battle, people could have died, mass legacies could have happened, artifacts could have been destroyed or even formed in those places. It can be all encompassing. I mean, a unicorn could cause it if a unicorn was slain through a great violent act by a greater demon. You know, that would be the only way that a demon at that moment could be shoved back into another world because the unicorn sacrificed itself, would be a good example. He grins at his master as he plays with the weave, knowing that he could kill anyone in the room easy enough. Lucian, I love you, buddy. You're great. In the wild zones, spells can backfire on the caster. The wrong location dramatically increase the power or even decrease it. Wild magic is something that I love in my games that I play. Wild magic in my mind is this, it's where the weave has gone wrong, where it's twisted or it's knotted into certain ways and certain points. What I'm seeing with this is in role play it can be such a how do you put it? It can be such a point, such a change in the way that things happen. You could cast a simple light spell and have it burn so bright that it burns your eyes that you have to shade yourself, or even with the right amount of wild magic in the right place, it might even burn you. Or it could just fizzle into nothing, or simply just be a small spark that pulses occasionally. Wild magic is amazing. Where dead magic is, a lot of people consider dead magic in two ways, okay? The most primary thought of dead magic zones is where magic is non-existent. For example, like a lich could form a barrier around themselves and go into a dead magic zone, but that lich is going to be hindered greatly by what he can do. You know, just by touching people, he's not going to be able to drain them the same way because he's not connected to the weave. He's not connected to the negative energy plane that's connected to the weave. He's unable to do those kind of things. Now, mind you, that's a lich. Other undead and such might be able to successfully live in those places, but it might be extremely hard for him. Now, there's a secondary thought to dead magic. Dead magic, in my mind and in my ideas, dead magic is if, let's say, you had a candle of magic like my candle is, and you walked into a dead magic zone, some would think that it would wink out of existence because it's just no magic there to form it. What in my opinion is because of the lack of magic. Instead, what it does is it suppresses it. So the magic is still there, but suddenly it's gone down. So then when that caster walks back out of the dead magic zone over the threshold, let's just say, the spell that is there and activated will suddenly leap back to life and is there again. That is an effect. The Shadow Weave is the best stuff for dark magic. It drains life, muddles the mind and the senses, and less suited for magic and manipulations to energy and matter. Some schools of magic include enchantment, illusions, necromancy, and they're all enhanced by shadow magic. these are different layers that I understand them. They're just a little bit different than what I usually work with, but it doesn't mean it's not possible. I do follow these rules and follow the way that the laws are here in this realm. I make it a point to try and abide by them, and my RP is very, very flexible, like most people should be in a freestyle role-playing area like this. You know, we have to be very flexible because we don't have we've got an ROE and things like that, but there's nobody out there who's going to straight up tell you you can't do something unless there's a limitation that you can't because of whatever reason. You can't because you ain't got the power, you can't because of this, you can't because of that. That's just the way it is. Now, let's see here. The Shadow Weave uses affected spells by the weave. The magic in creating using the weave. An item effective to have the same benefits and limitations. Ah, okay. What I said is, well, apparently it's not going to show up. Oh, there we go. Me pulls on the Shadow Weave and disappears. And what I'll do here is go up to here to my effects, and go to this, and go to this, and go to invisibility, and go to shadow. The Shadowfell, simply called the Shadow, is a parallel plane which necromantic energies and shadow magic stem from. The counterparts of the Feywild, that is, the sense of reflection or echo of the prime material plane that exists into a bleak and desolate place full of decay and death. Velindar reappears. Gods, it sounds like we'd all be in some place, an awesome place to see. All death and bleak landscapes gives me a shiver of joy thinking about it. Caitlin says, that was Lucian, by the way. Caitlin says, feels her magic, or feels her blood tingle as Lich plays with minor magics. The Shadowfell is sometimes simply called the Shadow, a parallel plane which necromantic energies and the shadow magic stem from, and exists with sort of counterparts of the Feywild that is a reflection of the echo of the prime material plane, a place of decay and death. That was a repeat. Velindar nods and grins to Lucian. I'm not going to say anything about it. I want him to have it. But there's more magics that I can show off doing this here, but I don't want to take too much away from it. I try and make it fun because I want others to enjoy this. Now, my whole goal with this is I want to be able to eventually have enough people who are interested in being on Skype and asking questions and things like that. That's great and that's fine. Right now, we've got to kind of balance it out a bit. I've got a few people in the wings right now who might want to do that right now. Who may want to do that sometime in the next few classes that we do. We'll see. If it doesn't pan out, it doesn't pan out. That's okay. At least these are going to be recordings for people to be able to look at and be able to get access to what we're doing. And all you do is just ask us for the cards and everything that you might be able to see on here. I'm going to try and record this in high definition so that way people can take a look at it any time. You can tell who truly dark players are you can tell who the truly dark players are yet, question mark. Give Meow, the master of the evil grin, Lucian says. History. The Shadowfell was created in 1385 DR when Shar, having successfully arranged Mystira's death, bound the energies of the negative energy plane with the plane of shadows. Since the Shadowfell has existed in the center of Shar's power, as well as a transitory place for dead mortals on their way towards judgment into the plague plane. Inhabitants, yes, okay. Much of the Shadowfell is a twisted reflection of the prime material plane, which is populated primarily by dead creatures such as ghosts, specters, and other undead, for whatever the reason. Ah, my powers, spirits. Velenar manipulates the spirits. He calls them to surround his body. Now I'm having a hard time typing today. Velendar reaches into the Shadowfell and brings them to him with ease. I'm going to give you a close-up of what I just did. I cast it using the emerald, the magic emerald. It's actually looked at as kind of some people consider it a griefer HUD because it's got some pretty powerful stuff. I use it only for effects because I love the effects of it. Anyways. Told him thank you. He loves my effects. Okay. Gravity, time are normal on the plane of shadow. It has infinite size. Magic functions normally except for spells that emit light and fire, which are predictable and prone to failure. All right, so yes, in the shadow plane, because it's a powerful place, and the magic there is so twisted from fire and light because it's not meant for those places. It can fail, but a powerful enough wizard learns how to manipulate magic and be able to use what's called shadow light or brighten shadows, and you can twist magic in a way that it can form to what you need. For example, specters and not wraiths, but specters and ghosts and a few other spirit undead like that. What you can do is you can take them, and they have a natural ambient ectoplasmic energy to them, and you could actually collect that energy into a lamp or onto a force sphere and put it inside of there, and then charge the energy up with the spell that you want to cast, such as light. And instead of casting it into the shadow, cast it into the ectoplasmic energy. Now mind you, it will feed off a normal life force and begin to glow anyways, or it may not.